Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurdafina binti Luqman and my matrix number is S50262. So now I'll be presenting my FATRI individual assignment, which I have chosen the consumer products consisting of two companies, which are Fraser and Neves Berhad and DKSH Malaysia Holdings Berhad, where I have chosen the liquidity analysis, which consists of current ratio, quick ratio, account receivable turnover, and inventory turnover.
Okay, firstly I will talk about Fraser and Neves Holdings Berhad. Below, all these calculations are calculated with using RM1000. Firstly is the current ratio, where the formula is current assets divided by current liabilities. Okay, so this is the FNN's annual report. Okay, so the current assets is I took from the statements of financial position. Current assets will be 1,755,692, and the current liabilities is here, where it is 795,008. So the final answer will be 2.2084. Moving on is the quick ratio, and the formula is current assets minus inventory, then only you divide by current liabilities. As I've mentioned, the current assets and current liabilities, now it's the inventory, where it is from statements of financial position as well, and the inventory is 578,404. So the final answer will be 1.4809. Moving on is account receivable turnover, where the formula is net sales divided by average account receivables. Net sales is where I took from the statements of profit or loss. Net sales is the same meaning as revenue, and the figure is 4,077,138. And the average account receivables is from statements of financial position. It is the same meaning as the trade and other receivables, where the beginning average account receivables is where you take beginning plus the ending of account receivables divided by 2. So the beginning is in 2018, where it is 604,644, and the ending will be 599,996. So the final answer is 6.7691. Lastly will be the inventory turnover, where the formula is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. Again, average inventory is where you take the beginning of inventory plus ending inventory divided by 2. Okay, cost of goods sold is where it's from statements of profit or loss, where it has the same meaning as cost of sales. So the figure would be 2,810,372. So the beginning inventory is from statements of financial position. Okay, the beginning would be in 2018, where it is 497,165, and the ending will be 578,404. So the final ratio will be 5.2258. Moving on will be the DKSH Holdings Malaysia Berhad. Again, below the calculations is calculated with RM1000, and the current ratio, again the formula is current assets divided by current liabilities, and the current assets is where I took it. Okay, so this is DKSH annual report. Current assets will be here, the total current assets 2,156,404. Current liabilities is here, 1,452,897. So the final answer will be 1.4842. Quick ratio, the inventory will be in statements of financial position. Inventory is here, 741,045 ringgit, and the final answer for quick ratio is 0.9742. Account receivable turnover, the net sales will be from the statement of comprehensive income. Net sales is also same as the net sales is the same as revenue, so the figure will be 6,457,085 ringgit. Account receivables is from statements of financial position, where it has the same meaning as trade and other receivables, and the beginning will be from 2018, where the figure is 1,294,944, and the ending account receivables will be 1,383,546, and the final ratio will be 4.8214. Lastly will be the inventory turnover, where the formula is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory, where the cost of goods sold is taken from the statements of comprehensive income, where it has the same meaning as changes in inventories of finished goods, where the figure is 3,560, and the beginning inventory is from statements of financial position. Again, it is here, and the beginning would be in 2018, where the figure is 734,523, ending would be 741,045. So the final answer will be 0.004825. Okay, so the interpretation will be, I have listed all the liquidity ratio, current ratio, quick ratio, account receivable, turnover, and inventory. So I have put the figure up and down, so it will be easier to compare. Okay, so the interpretation for current ratio is the current ratio measures a company's ability to pay short-term obligations or those due within 1 year. After calculations been made, it shows that for every 1 ringgit of current liabilities, FNN had 2 ringgit and 21 available in current assets to pay for debts. Meanwhile, DKSH had 148 cents available in current assets for every 1 ringgit of current liabilities to pay for debts. In conclusion, FNN has a higher ratio compared to DKSH, which indicates that FNN has more current assets to cover its current liabilities. Next will be the quick ratio, where the quick ratio, which is as known as ASIC test, measures a company's ability to instantly use its liquid assets, where current assets that can be converted quickly to cash, to pay down its current liabilities without needing to sell its inventory or obtain additional financing. After calculations been made, it shows that FNN has 1.48 ringgit of liquid assets available for every 1 ringgit of current liabilities. Meanwhile, for every 1 ringgit of current liabilities, DKSH only has 97 cents of liquid assets to get rid of its current liabilities. In conclusion, FNN has a higher ratio compared to DKSH, which indicates that FNN has more liquid assets to cover its current liabilities. Moving on will be the account receivable turnover, where it is measure a company's effectiveness in collecting its account receivable. After calculations being made, it shows that FNN collected its account receivable 6.77 times on average that year. Meanwhile, DKSH collected its account receivables 4.82 times on average. In conclusion, FNN has a higher ratio compared to DKSH, which indicates that FNN has an efficient collection of account receivables that pay their debts quickly. And lastly will be the inventory turnover, which measures how many times a company is able to replace the inventories it has sold. After calculations being made, it shows that FNN replaces depleted inventory with new items 5.23 times a year. Meanwhile, DKSH replaces depleted inventory with new items 0.0048 times a year. In conclusion, FNN has a high ratio compared to DKSH, which indicates that FNN has strong sales with an efficient sold and replaced stocks. In this analysis, we can see that FNN has a higher ratio in liquidity compared to DKSH. That's all from me. Thank you for my presentation.